everybody, you already know it's your host, the most Ameliaismore. Now, where am I on this next stop of the Hip Hop Tour? I'm in Yonkers. Now, everybody associates Yonkers with Rough Riders. Y'all know I used to be GM of Rough Rider and president of Rough Rider last time, so it's only right that I come back to where it all started to find out what's still going on. Because as you all know, hip-hop is not just music, it's a lifestyle. So we're going to find out today who's upcoming, who's already stamping the ground, and who's done it for years. So don't go away, keep it right here with me. Okay, when we talk about what's up and what's coming, I got none other than to give you the scoop on our next guest, Lady Slim. Welcome to the Hip Hop Tour. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you? Thanks for having me.
I'm excellent. Living the life and loving it, celebrating 50 years of hip hop. Now, I know that you're relatively young, but what got you into hip hop?
Well, my dad did. My dad, he raps, so because of him, I became a rapper. He is my idol. I look up to him. So, because of him, I'm rapping.
Well, shout out Dad.
Yeah, shout out to my dad. He still rapping to this day. We got a song, but I don't want to talk about that.
But what's his name?
Well, they used to call him Pretty. He changed his name to Sling Man, so...
Well, shout out to Pretty, a.k.a. Sling Man, breeding the next generation, because that's really what it's about. You know, when we talk about hip-hop evolving for the next 50 years or 50 million years, it's really the youth like yourself that has to pass the torch. When you looked at your dad and everybody else that was going on and happening in Yonkers, what inspired you to continue and say, yeah, I could do this?
Well, just, hanging with the guys, they gave me confidence. I never thought I could do this, but, just getting the love from my city and people looking up to me and telling me that I'm an inspiration, it just helps me to keep going. And I'm a voice, I got a voice, and people want to hear me, so why not?
Boop, there it is. Now, last question. When you talked about being an inspiration for the youth that is out there watching you the same way you watched an elder inspire you, what advice could you give them, or what message do you want them to know to hold on to pass the baton from one generation to the next?
Don't give up. Follow your dreams. Don't let people discourage you. You're going to have people that believe in you, but believe in yourself first. Keep that first. That's what I want to say to you.
Well, there it is. We've got more for you. You don't want to go the way you want to keep it right here. Because we tell you what's hot and what's not. This young lady, Lady Slim, hot. Peace. Okay, so we're back. Now, we talked about the youngin' that's just starting, but we got an OG in the building that's coming back. She's outside. Tell everybody your name.
Jamila, a.k.a. Mac Mommy, a.k.a.
Now, Jamila, one of the things we talked about off camera was the importance of School Street and how it influenced you. I'd like you to tell everybody that's not School 12, excuse me, see, I stand corrected. But for those of us that are not here, what School 12 meant to you?
School 12 was like the place to go to party when I was a kid. I used to sneak out the house, me and my friends put pillows under the bed, under the sheets, and we go to the party to see DMX and Bill Blast battle. It was like a big thing. And I was in trouble too. I used to fight a lot. And one day, X and Subsuit was like, yo, come in the crib, like. And I already was in a poetry, but they taught me how to write my first rhyme. Got me on a mixtape. And it was crazy, like, and it's like from that moment, music became therapeutic. And now I'm back outside because I felt like I want to inspire people my age to not give up on their goals or dreams. Even though I was hard-headed back then, I didn't listen, I had a hard head. I love Yonkers. That's number one. I love Yonkers. And everybody, I'm one of the main ones that a lot of people don't do this because I really, truly love Yonkers. And when I love hard. I don't even live here no more. I live in Orlando, Florida. But I had to make it my business to sacrifice and come here today to represent and be here. and you know, just to represent the young artists and Yonkers, the upcoming artists, and even and myself. Like I'm here to I got a new single. I got 2 new singles.
Hold on, we're going to get into all of that, because I still want to talk about just that whole journey. Because what a lot of people don't understand is that when you become an artist, it's really a journey. It's not something that you just pop out and boom, I'm here.
Yeah, it's a quest. It's a quest. It's life. For me, for a lot of underground artists, it's just a part of their life that they're putting on paper that will prevent them from actually doing some of these things that, because when you hear my rhymes tonight that I spit, they're really like kind of gangster, but it's really the old me. It's not me now. We didn't even get to me now. It's a whole story. But at the end of the day, I'm a part of Yonkers and I'm here because I wanted to be solidified because DJ Superior really holds Yonkers on his back. He don't get enough credit for it. And I want him to be solidified. I want GOG to be solidified as the foundation. Rough Riders is DMX and DMX is Rough Riders. We are a part of DMX. We are part of it. And I don't ever want that to go away because that's who I am.
Exactly. You know, now you talked about your single, so I want you to tell everybody about the single, when it drops, and also, you know, a little bit about what our single is about.
I'm terrible with dates. I need to get more organized with it. But 2 songs dropped. One is called The Body in the Box. We dropped it on the 4th of July, actually, that week. And it's me and Jeff the Black Guy. We did a single called The Body in the Box to talk about how people do stuff and then they get hurt. People don't really, why did this happen to this one? Why that happened to that? You never know. You know, and sometimes you learn later on down the line, things happen over time, but you learn that you don't want to be the body in the box. Even though it sounds gangster, it's telling people you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be articulated. You got arts. And that's why it's important to turn School 12. I'm going to put it out there just to go back to it.
Oh no, I'm going to
It's all coming back to your question. We want School 12 to become a music museum for Yonkers. Like a platform.
And you know, it's only right because, you know, our history keeps on getting deleted, you know, with the gentrification or whatever. So, to the mayor, to the politicians, to everybody, you heard the people speak. It's about us documenting our history, the hip-hop history, and doing a landmark.
If you're going to clone the culture, if you're going to clone the culture, you know, at least leave a landmark like out these buildings that can't get torn down. We don't want to get torn down. We want to stay. Centuries from now, we want to be
Exactly. Well, there you have it. You got a little piece of the history. We're going to get into more about Yonkers and the hip-hop scene right here, so don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. We'll be right back. Now, when you talk about passing the baton and looking at the legacy, this next artist is on D-Block. You know what I mean? So shout out to the Locks. I love y'all for everything that you're doing. You're showing that entrepreneurialism is also the outside addition, the extra stream of income when it comes to being a hip-hop artist.
Right.
Welcome, Snipe, in the building.
Thank you for having me. Happy to be here. The outside.
Yes, most definitely. So the first question I know everybody, my viewers, want to know is, what is it like to work with the Locks?
You know, I mean, get used to it over the years. You know, first of all, my relationship with the Locks ain't based off music.
Right.
We from the same neighborhood. I was always the nicest little shorty from my neighborhood, and that's where our bond kind of came from. So, but over the years, I mean, I always take a step back. It's just still like it's greatness, it's legendary, it's humbling. You know what I'm saying? And we give each other that energy. So.
Facts, and you know, that's what it is about mentorship and leading somebody down the right road so that they can understand this game, because it's really not a game. It's a full-fledged business.
Serious.
So understanding this journey, because you're putting out records, you doing the damn thing, got a million downloads.
Yes.
What is the advice as far as from a business perspective that artists you see are missing right now?
Having a, you know, I don't know if I can curse here, but
Nope.
having their stuff together, you know, having their paper. A lot of artists, you know, they do it, like we all started doing it for the love. But at some point we get to learn the business, we get to learn the ins and outs of the business, and there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that the viewers don't get to see. There's a lot of artists that I see that I help on the side. There's a lot of artists making music, they don't have publishing, no, they don't have publishing deals, they're not getting a check. And for us, that's very important because we've been putting in work for a lot of years. And I just feel like knowing and learning the business side of things, and y'all got it a whole lot easier in this era because everything is based off of social media. When we came up in the game, we didn't have social media. We was outside. We had to go to everybody block and battle them and do it. I had to sell my CDs out the trunk.
Yeah, hand-to-hand combat.
This is before Instagram, all of that, right? So now you have these things at your fingertips, LLCs, you know, get different organizations for your company. And I think that's where a lot of artists need to focus on. Because you don't have to be famous to make money. It's 2023. Y'all have to realize you do not have to be famous to make money. You could make thousands of dollars every month being an artist that no one knows if you know how to handle your business, though.
Facts. Oh my God, did y'all get them jewels?
And my last album did 1.5 million streams, and that's independent with no major machine behind it. So,
and you know, that's the difference of the game now. I don't like calling it a game, but I think that's the major differential. In that back in the day, you had to go to the office and try to sell yourself to somebody that doesn't live the culture. Now you're just going direct to consumer, to the people that know what they want, know what they love, and they're doing it. And as far as business, any artist that's in a recording studio that doesn't fill out a split sheet after their record is done, you're not doing the game right.
Business.
That's
gotta
all
learn
I'm
the
gonna
business,
say.
man.
So now let's talk about the music.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the records that's out now, and how can our audience help propel your career?
Just tapping in, you know. Like I said, I've been doing this for a while. I'm very seasoned. I was able to kind of straddle the fence between being a mainstream artist and being an underground artist. My whole catalog consists of A-list celebrities and rappers. And that's just a blessing in itself. So just tapping into me, staying in tune with what I do. I'm constantly working. I'm always on the ground. I never stop working. I'm always in the studio, always doing features. I don't rap for free. I don't do songs for free. I don't show up to events for free. I'm here off the love because I want to shout out Soup because he gave me a start as a kid coming in Yonkers. I was a kid. I was 12 years old and I used to run these streets of Yonkers. So a lot of people know me from the 90s, and I'm just blessed that I'm able to still be relevant today because a lot of my counterparts aren't. There's a lot of cats that came from Yonkers that I grew up rapping with, and they don't get money for rap right now. So it's a blessing. I'm holding the torch for them as well. So you know, right now I got Ingenuity out real quick. Ingenuity is my most recent album. Like I said, we did 1.5 million streams. Today I'm actually in the middle of filming my first single off my follow-up, which is Ingenuity 2, which will be out next month. So I'm just keep pushing. I'm working. I got another EP that's out. It's called Infamous Life. Everything that I'm telling you, you can find on any digital platform from Spotify to Apple Music, Tidal. Google my name, Snipe Life, D Block, and you'll see my work. I've been doing this for a lot of years, so I'm blessed to be able to contribute to the culture.
And we love this blessing, for real. So, one last thing, because here at the Hip Hop Tour, we're really documenting the differential.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because hip hop is about a lifestyle. It's about messaging. It's about community. It's about unity. It's about all of these things, you know?
Right on.
So, when you talk about Superior and what he's done for the community over the years, it's not a fad for him. It's a lifestyle for him. What can you say to our audience right now to let them understand who he is?
Yeah, I mean, if you from this city, if you from this city, I don't care who you are, and I don't care wherever you come from. If you're not from our era and you from the city, you need to do your homework and do your research because it's brothers like Superior that made a way for all of us. And I'm not just talking about the little homies. We talking about from the dog. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to the Grand Champ, who will always be the top dog in Yonkers forever. And you know, I was
top dog in the industry.
That's a fact. Everywhere. And you know, Soup was somebody that played a part in all of our roles. Whether it was just recreation at School 12, whether it was the house parties, whether it was the battles, whether I was going to his house, making music, making songs, him creating beats. He played an integral part. So I feel like Soup should get a lot more love than what he probably get. And we've had this conversation personally, so I'm just sharing with the people that when it come to Yonkers and it come to this thing called hip hop, if you're not putting Soup somewhere in the pinnacle of the pioneers, then you in the wrong game and you might as well move out of Yonkers, as far as I'm concerned.
You doing
Get out of Yonkers.
You're doing Christopher Columbus.
Get out of
You
Yonkers.
ain't discovered nothing.
That's a fact. No, but shout out to my man Soup. He already know day one, 90s. We've been doing this. I've seen him touch a lot of artists, whether it was straight up or you know, through third person. But a lot of MCs that come from this city, we should all pay homage to somebody that's trying to do something for the city. There's a lot of talk about this shirt. I just want to say, there's a lot of talk about this shirt. And if you don't like the shirt, do your own shirt. Show me somebody else in Yonkers that even cared to do this for us.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's anything, we should at least give him his flowers for that. You know what I'm
Facts. Well, there you had it. You heard it from Snipe
Snipe
himself.
like D-Block,
There
354.
it is.
You already know.
Peace. Now, you know about Def Jam. But do you know about Big Def, the bad guy? If you don't, now's your opportunity. Welcome to the Hip Hop Tour. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm Big Def, the bad guy. That's for being in ghettos, defending every victim that has existed, being a different gifted and limited youth. So basically what that is I'm going to say it again, that's being in ghettos, defending every victim that has existed, being a different gifted and limited youth. So basically I live and die for hip hop, for our culture, because police kill us, they murder us, they slander us, they come for us. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop is one of the most educated tools that I ever had in my life. It taught me to read in order to make my rhymes better. You know what I'm saying? It taught me as a man, be a father to your child, LOG, and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Now, you're one of the original ones, right? You started like way back when Earl X and everybody was doing the thing. So I want you to talk about those days. Because a lot of people don't realize what it was like just breaking the ice. You know, see, now it's easier. Still not easy, but it's easier because people know the culture. But you guys kind of formulated the culture.
you see, back then it was different. Yonkers pretty much had its own melting pot of artists. Like, when you ask me who inspired me to do hip hop, I don't go to the KRS Ones and I don't go to the Rakims and the Big Daddy Kanes. I go to DMX, I go to Bill Blast, I go back to my brother King Kirk and them back in the day when they was doing their thing. I go back to the Locks when they was the Bomb Squad and we was the Wrecking Crew. Yo, shout out to the whole Wrecking Crew, man, the Gold Tape movement. We was the first persons to have a song played on Hot 97. We understood business at teenagers. We gave flyers out and had everybody call Hot 97 because we understood the law that they have to play it if a certain amount of people call in the hour. And what I'm saying to y'all young people is you take your power of your destiny in your own hands. You don't let nobody tell you what you can or cannot do. You believe what God told you that you can do, and you do that.
Exactly, because doers are the ones that get things done. What you waiting on? We didn't wait to make hip hop. We didn't wait to make it all big. We just took control. We took control of the streets. And that's what you need to do, take control of your career. Any last words of advice or just history that you want to give our audience so that they understand this culture is a lifestyle?
Yonkers, we basically home of the ciphers. You know what I mean? When I grew up, everywhere we went, every corner, every hood, it was a cipher. It wasn't none of this online, and there's nothing wrong with that. You hear me? But we seasoned as artists the way we are because we used to performing in front of people, in front of real people. You know what I'm saying? 50 people in the circle and everybody's going in and sharpening their swords. We come from that era. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's why they do it on BET. The ciphers, it's an honor.
You know what though? Can I just keep that funky though?
Right.
Because back in the day, the rule was point and spit. We don't see that no more. They come with written rhymes and all that other yada yada. No, that's not the culture. Point and spit if you're a real MC, right?
It's a whole fact. And I want to shout out DMX one time. Top dog all day. I gotta give him all love, man. The sharpening sword sessions with him, the sparring battles with him, and he was always loved. He would even sharpen your, let you know what you needed to do to get right. It was never like I'm bigger than you. He was always Yonkers. He always kept you. He was approachable. You know what I'm saying? And he never played that I'm Hollywood and you can't talk to me. And I always respected him for that, man. He opened doors, and if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't really have the light that we have today, man. So shout out to the dog, man. X, I love you, man.
Well, there you have it. You heard it first right here on the Hip Hop Tour. Take the adventure, take the journey with us, because we going places. About my dog, Al Bizarro. He is hip hop because he's everywhere, from the block to the border. Welcome again to the Hip Hop Tour, brother. How are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm in the YO.
Yeah, you know it.
And one thing that you gotta understand, when it comes to hip hop, you gotta be everywhere. All right? If you stay in a box, you stay in a box. That's for all you people that just stay in one neighborhood, one area, go to one event, do all that stuff. Hip hop is not about that, okay? But hip hop is all over the world. So move.
Exactly. get to going. But you know what? One of the things that I love that I just found out about you is that you were also one of the founders of Shure Record Pool and VIP. I mean, what? Talk about that.
Look, a lot of people don't understand that for the DJs to get the records, they couldn't get it from any other record pool because they were all playing disco music. Remember that?
Yes.
Disco and dance music and all that. So when I started my record pool, I started it for the purpose of getting the records that nobody else was giving it to them. So as soon as I was getting all the hip-hop records and giving out to the DJs that were playing in the little cuts, because they were playing the little bars, and you couldn't get the records from the company. I was doing that. So know your history. If you were getting records from me and you were playing any of that stuff from Enjoy Records and stuff, that's how it got broken.
And a shout out to Big John Nine Toes. I love you too to this day. Another Yonkers legend. You know what I mean? He was always making sure I got hit off with the records. You know what I'm saying? And I loved it. When you look at 50 years, Al, and you look at making sure that artists that dedicated their life, and some even lost their life for this culture that we call hip-hop, and making sure that they'll last forever by having a block in their name, what wonderfully would you do?
I think it was protecting it. I was in a situation where I was getting the name changed. It was me, Tony from the Cold Crush Brothers, my son, Terry Nelson, and somebody else that doesn't want to be named. So at the process, I noticed that the one that doesn't want to be named wanted to own the name. And when I saw that, I said, I can't have this guy. But the intention, the first thing he didn't know anything about him, my whole intention was. So I was about to get married, and I took my money that I was going to get married with and went and trademarked the name, incorporated it, and all that kind of stuff. So my wife wasn't too happy with me. But it was to protect hip-hop and protect the pioneers and all that, because imagine this in somebody else's hands.
Well, I salute you for being a curator and keeper of the culture and not a culture vulture. And for those that are listening, a culture vulture is somebody that sees the money in the game but don't live the lifestyle. Your obligation to them is to let them know, vulture time, get out. So that our culture stays what it is, because it's not just music, it's a lifestyle. And there are elements, dancing, DJing, spitting, and now preserving culture, I think, is the next element of our culture we call hip-hop. So, Al Bizarro, thank you very much. Any last things you want to make sure we say?
Oh, yeah. Look, hip-hop is about the people. It's all comprised of people. And we all have to work together in order to make things happen. There's no way we're going to succeed if we're divided. Stop the division, unite. You can all work together. A lot of BS going on. Stop the BS. Be correct, Be hip-hop. It's always been about hip-hop.
Pass the torch, that's all I'm saying. I'm your host of the most. We've got so much more history for you, so go get your chips, go get your soda, and come right back, because we'll be back in 2 minutes. Hey. Okay, we're back. Now, for this interview, I need y'all to listen up, because when we talk about technology, we're losing things because of technology. But these two individuals have decided to give it back to us so that we own it. So please introduce yourself and talk about what hip-hop means, because it is more than music.
It certainly is. I'm Monty Khan. I'm one of the founding members for .Hip Hop. .Hip Hop is the new domain extension for the domain community that is hip hop. So all hip hop culture, hip hop community, for the hip hop industry, they can now get a domain name in .hip hop instead of .com, .net, .org, or whatever extension. And that automatically identifies you as a hip-hop person, somebody in the industry, a rapper or MC, a DJ, somebody who just loves hip-hop. So we've now come up with an extension that gives this back to the community and the culture of hip-hop.
You know what I love about that is because of the mere fact that we all talk about the community when it comes to hip-hop. And so from the culture side, this probably would be my next question to you. As far as, I know I'm not going to get an Ameliaismore doctor because of the mere fact that I think it is so necessary for us to delineate the difference between the culture of hip-hop versus anything else that's a derivative of it.
And you sported a cool hat.
Yeah. So elaborate a little bit about the culture itself and why hip hop is so apropos to the culture.
Well, I'm a Jeremy Watson. I'm one of the founding members of Hip Hop, managing director. And I think that, you know, when we look at hip hop for the last 50 years, there's an argument that we don't own it or we lost it. And I look at hip hop for what it is in the next 50 years. Everything's going online, everything's digital, Web2, blockchain. And this is how we're going to have a representation about ourselves. So hip hop gives us an identity. Hip hop gives us representation. And when I got with Monty and I said, yo, when we do this, I want the culture, the community, not fortunate, not white America, not fortunate America, but the culture. And they agreed, and that's what we're doing. We're out here making sure that the culture can actually own it in pure equity, financial literacy, and reclamation of the birthright.
Woo! Talk about reparations. We're getting our own reparations with Hip Hop. Now, for anybody that's interested right now, where do they go? Because I know for me, I went to GoDaddy to get my things. But where do I go to get my .hip hop?
So GoDaddy does carry the extension, so you can register it at GoDaddy. Namecheap, a place called Portland. If you go to www.get.hiphop, we have a list of all of our distributing members, all the registrars that carry us. And that way you can get your own identity and own your identity on the web, which is the most important thing, instead of letting somebody else own it. One of the biggest misnomers is that if you're an artist or in the hip-hop industry, you have a Facebook page or you have your Instagram handle, if you have your Twitter page, you don't need your domain name. Well, all those are owned by everybody else. If you own your domain name, you own your intellectual property, you own your IP, and then you can launch all your products and services and your merch from there and drop your music into .hiphop.
Now, I'm going to give everybody that's listening right now a jewel from the business side, okay? Even though we have all these platforms that you can put your music on, you can stream. If you use those platforms to send your traffic to your website, you will not only collect your own data, your own information as far as who's buying you, but then you can also resell them without having to start from scratch all over again. That's what you get when you watch Hip Hop Tour right here. So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back. Now, you cannot have acceleration without community. And you cannot have community without your mayors and your politicians and your community centers and people that really care and sponsor events like what's happening today. Welcome our next guest. Tell everybody your name.
My name is Marcus Knight. I'm one of the board of directors for YCAP, the Yonkers Community Action Program, that works under Mike Sparno.
You know, I really love him because of the mere fact that he really did the DMX Day, he did the Superior Day. He's really being proactive as it relates to the hip hop culture. Why do you feel that that was a priority to you?
Well, he surrounded himself with his staff that is quite eclectic, to say the least, and being so, he's forced to embrace those communities. I just want to make sure that I shout out all the artists that are here today, the DJs especially. We're here by request of DJ Superior as well, and the DMX crew, Lit Brothers. So, but I'm just proud to be a part of this. You know, this is legendary. We thought we would ever make it.
Who thought we would come this far? You know what I really love about you having a community center? Is that it's almost reminiscent of Earl's beginning. You know, because it was that center that he did all of his freestyles and all of those recordings and everything else. With people that are looking to put their money in wrestling places, give them a reason why your center is someplace they need to put their money in.
Well, YCAP has served the community every other Friday, for instance. We serve about 300 to 400 people with food every other Friday. And then we have an arts program for the kids. Right now we're looking into, again, he's open to working with DJ Superior on a program that'll bring music back into the community. So I'm saying to those who are interested in Yonkers, the root of Yonkers is within a school and a community of hip-hop, including Mary J. Don't forget about her. But working with these DJs has opened my eyes, too, to see that the historicalness of hip hop has to be a part of the history that we youth learn, especially those that look like us.
Facts. Well, I want to thank you so much for coming on the Hip Hop Tour. And on 3, we're going to say the Hip Hop Tour. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hip Hop Tour. We'll be right back. Roll. Now, I told you we were going to document the history of Yonkers. I told you that the Hip Hop Tour is all about the history. Well, Boo Black not only is with Hip Hop Blvd, but he was doing the time and doing the grind back in the day, and I want you to start with that. 50 years of hip hop. How did you first get into it?
Well, I got in the game when I was doing great. I was doing wise and all that, just running around in Castle Hill projects. If y'all know about Castle Hill, Soundview, in Bronxdale, did that, you know, and then I started moving up. When I started my own company, you know, it was because people were like straight up being taken advantage of. So I was like, you know what? Let me start my own company to take care of the artists. That's what I do. I take care of the artists. You know what I mean? No crap, but no money, no nothing. I paid for everything. I did everything. I did it all. I did it all. And guess what? I nourished relationships with my people. Relationships before the business. You feel me?
You know, they have a saying that your net worth is directly connected to your net worth. And I think you're somebody that's a life example of that. Talk a little bit about that. Because all the different artists that you've helped nurture their career.
Well, you know what? I'm going to keep it simple. You know what? I love what I do. I left my job and I was getting paid $75,000 a year, almost $100,000. And I left to do something that I wanted to do. I wanted to pursue my love, which is the music, the passion, the culture, the dance. And I started out as a dancer. All right, so what I've been doing for the past couple of months with my woman is just trying to rejuvenate what I'm doing with Hip Hop Blvd right now, you know, and make it happen. And I'm loving it. You feel me? Whoa. I love it. You know, so, you know, maybe the money's not there right now, but it's going to come.
Absolutely.
But right now, the passion is there. That's why I love the culture. That's why I love hip hop. I'm always going to be hip hop. I am the coordinator for Hip Hop Blvd. I have my own company, which is Dawn to Real Inc. and Reverb Nation. And guess what? We're moving forward. So God bless you all, and I thank you for supporting me. You know what I'm saying? People like Dawn to Real. Whoa.
Go. And you will always be welcomed here on the Hip Hop Tour. So as your story grows, you come back and keep on giving us an update. Heard?
You already know.
All right. There it is. We out.
Yo, and bro.
All right. Our next guest is only in one word. His art form, his lifestyle, him is super. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Now, let me know about your career. Like, what's your journey like being a recording artist?
Got a few things out right now. My brother Nom, my brother Dukes that's out here. Got like 3 albums out right now on all platforms. Follow me on Instagram, super_CCE. You know, we still working right now, working on the 4th album. Doing like 3 other albums with some couple producers.
So you're now performing here tonight. What song are you performing?
I'm gonna do my song Essence.
And what's Essence about?
Just vibing and chilling. Cool time. Just bringing you back to the 90s.
Well, you know, I love the 90s. I think that was one of the best eras of hip-hop because we just dared to do it. You know, nobody told us. Do you carry that torch as far as daring to do and continue in your career?
You know, I just want to keep it real hip-hop right now. That's really the new stuff.
So you about beats and rhymes, messages and dimes. Well, there you have it. We're going to catch a clips of him when he performs, so don't go anywhere. Keep it right here. Take the journey with us.
Bro.
Okay. It is all about the Nom. I'm talking about J Nom, our next guest on the Hip Hop Tour. Welcome. Now, you're performing tonight as well, right?
Yeah. What's up, ladies?
Are you a Yonkers native born?
Absolutely.
And what does it mean to you to represent hip-hop in the city of Yonkers?
I mean, I was inspired by the 3 of the greatest, 4 of the greatest, 5 of the greatest people in the world.
Who are they?
Mary, Locks, Sporty Thieves,
Sporty Thieves. And of course, DMX. And of course, Mary. I mean, you know, what I love about the history of what's come out of this area is even though everybody had their own way of breaking in, once they broke it, they made sure that they were holding each other up. You know, Mary did songs with the Logs. You know, everybody was intertwined. Are you going to be doing that as the next generation of the hip hop that's coming out of Yonkers?
I mean, if that's what the program is to, I support everybody. I got my guys with me, Cowboys, Blues Brothers. You already know what it's getting for. You know.
Any last messages? Any last messages you want anybody to know before we highlight you on the show?
I mean, you know, it's J9, King Niggity, Northside.
And there you have it. Nothing more to say other than you're watching the Hip Hop Tour. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, I got issues. Not issues. The artist issues. Welcome to the Hip Hop Tour. How are you today? 50 years of hip hop, Yonkers history. What do you have to say to that?
Good advance so far. We'll see what happens after.
And now you're performing today. Yes, what song are you performing? Well, there you have it. Any last words of advice or encouragement or inspiration you want to give to other artists from Yonkers?
Stick to it.
Well, there it is. Issues. We'll be back. We're back. Now it's all about beautiful queens that also deliver and is just as mean as the mic as our brothers. So welcome.
Thank you, Crystal Renee. And I'm poetry.
Yeah, I love singing about poetry because we have our own stories to tell. So I want you to tell everybody what you're about, what your messaging about, what your artistry is about.
Well, my artistry is about overcoming everything that you've been through, you know? Just because you're stuck in a place, you don't have to stay there. You can talk about it in a positive way or just deliver your message because somebody might be there where you at. So you might just help somebody. So share your message, you know? And that's what my music, I call it pain music, struggle music, you know? Yeah.
And same question for you.
Yes, I would like to say my music is very
If you had to define your music, if you had to let people know what your music was about, what is it about?
I stand on authenticity and being empowered in your individuality and being sexy, authentic.
Now, you know, we don't talk enough about what it means to be a female in hip hop. You have to have a certain swag. You have to have a certain armor, a certain shield. I call you ladies what I call myself, a CEO that stays in the know. How do you deal, or what advice could you give other young ladies in this business, how to deal with our brothers and accelerate and be sure that you're in the mix?
Well, that's staying true to who you are. Respect yourself first. That's first in all. You know, respect yourself first and then respect should come. You know what I mean? So you carry yourself as such, and as such as you carry is what you respect.
In other words, G-check.
Absolutely, and always know that God is the real first power, you know?
I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. I make sure that my every day, I ask him each morning, what steps do you want me to lead? And it led me here today, so I'm very excited. You know, we left Rock the Bells to make sure that we were docking this history today. So that's how real a hip-hop tour is, y'all. So, last question. As far as what you're performing today and what you want your audience to know about you, why they should follow you.
Well, the song I'm performing today is the Put It On The Floor remix. I just dropped that video, so I think it's good to give y'all a taste in person, and it's basically about me being who I am, you know, I got that Yonkers on me, you know what I mean, so I'm just giving you a little bit of that, that's all today.
Yeah, and I got a song out. It's called Upstairs. I'm not performing tonight, but my music is everywhere. You get what I'm saying? Close me on all platforms. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. We've got more for you, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Now, y'all already know the episode that we dedicated to Earl Simmons, a.k.a. DMX, with the Alpha and Omega of X. This is the Alpha, the first man that ever worked with him. And we interviewed...
Second.
Well, we're going to get to that. But also we interviewed Antonio Simmons, who's doing Dogman the movie, which is the last person that worked with DMX. Welcome, DJ Superior. Great. I don't like saying most hated, but that's your moniker. So, why and how? You said you was the second. Who was the first?
Lowercase Son was first. DJ
Oh, that's right.
And he had Destro. He had a couple of DJs, but the one that went further with him that got locked down was me.
Yes, exactly. And I think that's one of the reasons why I look at you as first, because when you talk about artist development and all that skill set that is necessary to have an artist perfect their craft, that came out of your book.
The man that walked the dog.
Yeah, there you go. Now that's your book. Elaborate a little bit more on the man who walked the dog.
Well, when X went in, I had Boomer. So for people that know X, they know he loved dogs more than he loved humans. So all these people out here that claim X loved them so much and all that, so why y'all didn't keep Boomer? Why have Boomer?
Exactly. But you know, here's the other thing that I love about your story, and that throughout his whole career, you followed him, whether it was in front of him, behind him, to the side of him, or in the cut with him. Why was that so important to you?
I wanted him to win. That was my brother. So me and him fought all the time, fight all the time. But at the end of the day, we always, when he came to town, he always, where's Spirit at? You know what I'm saying? So, that was my brother, so it didn't matter.
I second that motion. Sometimes we get so mad at me. Mills. And I'm like, but this is the truth. This is what you need to do, dog. Like, come on. So, yeah. Sometimes it would be difficult. But, it's always love.
When he was the general manager, when he did Bloodline, who did he bring up with?
Me.
And me.
Exactly. Now, I want to talk about your dedication to the city of Yonkers. This t-shirt, I know it rattled the cage, but you had so many names. I even had to start Googling because I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that. Oh wow, I didn't know that. The last time I had an experience like this was when they did the documentary, shout out to Craig, for Strong Island Hip Hop, and all the artists that came out of Long Island. Why did you decide to do that?
Because I saw Bronx and Queens. I seen everybody doing it, in the shirt. So I said, Yonkers belong here too. So the thing is, Yonkers, we got a lot of artists. Everybody's different. Some is harder than others, some is this and that, but they still artists, you know what I'm saying? So we got a whole lot of them. And I tried to name the old school artists because they called me like, what about us? You know? So the thing is, we always been our own little industry anyway. You know what I'm saying? So when I did that, I just did that to show the world that we here. We the fourth largest city. So we here, that's right. And our girls, some of our girls are harder than the guys. Some of the guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really have to salute you because when you talk about a keeper of the culture, you personify the core elements of hip hop, which is, the music, which is caring about community, which is helping others fulfill their dreams to help get out of any situation that they're in. Advice for anybody else that wants to be a DJ Superior.
I don't have no advice for that.
Because there's only one. But as far as the action,
no, we got a lot of DJs. We got a lot of.
As far as the action of DJs.
Well, the thing is, just be humble. You know what I'm saying? Be humble. Like my boy Dukes told me. He said, "Soup, just do it." You know what I'm saying? So just be humble and do what you do. Big shout out to all the DJs. We got a lot of DJs. But everybody got to understand with DJs, because back in the days, we used to have like battles versus Mount Vernon. I used to do mixtapes when people were dissing each other from their town. But the DJ has nothing to do with that. Y'all can't put the DJ in that mix. Like when KRS-One was battling MC Shan, the BDP, the DJs wasn't in it. They just playing the music. You know what I'm saying? So
the same thing. We can't look at it like that. Like there's DJs I don't like. There's a bunch. I ain't gonna say their name. I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? But that's.
Let's go back to the core of the hip hop. For me, the DJ was always the artist or the person within the 5 elements that broke the records. You had to make sure that your DJs had your record. Do you find that the game changed now that technology is really the DJ because that's where artists are really dropping their music? Or do you think that that tradition of always making sure the DJs got it first still exists?
You don't need a DJ anymore. All you need is a laptop, Instagram, what's the other one? Spotify, Tickle, what's the other one? TikTok, I said Tickle. Yeah, you don't really need it, but it's good to have it to have a live show. You know what I'm saying? You just putting your DAT in and rocking, that's cool, but remember Run DMC lasted that long because they had Jam Master Jay. And when Jam Master Jay died, you didn't see no more Run DMC. Same thing with EPMD. I know Scratch well, Scratch is real.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Shout out to Scratch.
So DJ is important.
Exactly. And for those that want to sustain and maintain the culture, make sure you're hitting on the DJ. It's not enough for the internet because really, despite all the technology that's out there, word of mouth is still the most effective method of marketing. And who else knows the people other than the DJs at the parties? Well,
last word I want to say. When this shirt went out and you see all these people that, you know, sold records or put out records, I mean, you got DMX, you got Sporty Thieves, you got The Locks, you got Phil Blunts, you got Black Jesus, you got J9, you got Richie Thumbs, you got Snipe, Jinx, Drag, nah, that's Bronx.
Oh, that's Bronx?
Right now in Yonkers.
Oh, I didn't know that. My bad.
Big shout out to Drag. Yeah. Right, but what I'm saying is, to be on this and the whole world wearing it, you know how many shirts went out of town? So people don't understand, you as an artist, we put you on the same platform that everybody else was on. And some people were right. Some of them probably don't belong on that platform.
Well, you know what? I'm going to agree to disagree. Because where I'm at is, in order for artists to get to be known, they need to be with the seasoned veterans. Because association creates simulation. And so if I'm not associating with you, I can't learn. You know what I mean? And really, when you talk about hip-hop, you can't study this. You got to live it. It's all about hip-hop. It's all about Sporty Thieves. And if you don't know, now you're gonna know. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm glad to be here.
Yo, this is my first time ever interviewing you, and I'm so elated. Because Sporty Thieves has been part of my DJ listing for years.
Thank you.
So why did you get into this, and how did you get into this?
Why did I get into it?
Mm-hmm.
What, music?
Yes.
Sucker MC. 7, 8 years old. First record I heard, as soon as it came through the speakers, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I want to do that. So that's what started my journey for hip hop. And now we're here.
You know, you guys broke a lot of barriers. You know what I mean? You talk about the messaging in your music. You talk about just even representing who you were. Everybody was like, huh? And then they were like, oh. Why do you think that response was like that when you first came out?
I think the barrier that we broke wasn't really a barrier. What we did was we resurfaced the battle of the sexes. You had UTFO and Roxanne Shante. That was you know what I mean? That was epic for hip hop. And when we came with No Pigeons, I think that just reinvigorated the whole battle of the sexes thing. I think which was dope for hip hop at that time in the late 90s.
I agree. You know, and you know, for a female that has her own moral code, I was like, no pigeon! You talk about today and your career still going on. What's the secret to longevity?
The secret to longevity is just staying true to who you are as an artist. Not compromising and keeping integrity of who you are as an artist. You still have to understand and pay attention to the sign of the time and conform somewhat, but still keep your same roots and your same integrity as an artist. And that's
Well, there you have it in the last messages or word of advice or anything that I know not covered. But you want to make sure we cover during this 50th anniversary.
For all new artists, for any new artist, two things I have for you. Any new artist, first and foremost, do your history. We are 50 years of hip hop. Do your history. See and study who came before you, and then stay yourself. That's it.
Well, there you have it. The wise OG spoke. It's up to you to listen and learn. Because when you listen, you learn. Rough Riders! You know! That's the code, y'all. Welcome to all the citizens of the Rough Rider family, you heard? This is a legacy and it's warming my heart right now to be with my man Kai and Trigger. Yes, you know, Kai, I've watched the evolution of the art and it's just warming my heart. I still love seeing my bikers throwing it up, doing everything they're doing. But now it's all about Rough Rider to the rescue. Can you please elaborate on that? The next chapter, the next legacy of this.
We came from the music to helping the community out. But we're not only helping the community out, we also, trying to make the community become one part of our family. We do, we teach them how to do music, we teach them how to learn how to engineer. We got an AT&T program, AT&T, it's called Digital AT&T program. We got that, protect themselves. We also teach them how to mentors, how to straighten their life out. But in that doing so, giving back to the community side, that we also helping out the kids. We got summer programs and movie nights, and we also got an open yard.
We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. 1 second, because that's your baby. But you know, one of the things that I loved about our story at Rough Rider was it was never about where you came from. It was always about understanding where you wanted to go. And if you believed that you can achieve it, and we did it. No question. We took over everywhere and anywhere we went. And I think the main reason for that was the love and the support, and most importantly, the community. So to see Rough Rider to the rescue go back and reach into the community and continue that legacy truly warms my heart. And what I love is what you're doing, because our children are not getting fitness the way they need to, and kids need to exercise. Never mind this, never mind concluding. Get out in the gym and do the damn thing. So I want you to elaborate on your program.
I got a gym that's right now in but it's an outdoor gym. So you can breathe, you can get the right oxygen, you also get your fitness on. We also got movie nights, I also teach we got martial art class there, we also teach the kids how to defend themselves, females too. We got morning class, afternoon class, and a night class. Then we also have a movie night, so I'm trying to start before the show ends, before the start. I was wondering if my kids are just going to be full all week. School starts, it'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, now in August.
Well, there it is. You know, hip-hop was born on love. And all I'm going to say is Rough Rider is about love. So keep the love going, you heard?
And we also got August 20th, I'm giving back
There it is. I ain't got nothing more to say other than but that's all, folks. It's your host with the most, Ameliaismore, giving you more than what you bargained for right here on the Hip Hop Tour on NewBeInTV.com.